There is a hidden law of the universe that most people spend their entire lives trying to outrun. It is not a law of math or science, but a law of the heart. Most believe that to have more, you must hold on tighter. They believe that life is a race to gather, to keep, and to protect. But the truth is much quieter. The truth is that a closed hand can never receive, just as it can never give. This is the story of a young man named Silas. In a village, perched on the edge of a great dry plain, there lived a man named Silas. Silas was a man of great industry. He worked from before the sun rose until long after it set. His barns were the largest in the village, and his grain was kept behind heavy wooden doors with iron locks. Silas was not a cruel man, but he was a fearful one. He believed that the world was a place of scarcity. To him, every grain given to another was a grain lost forever. One season, the rains did not come. The earth cracked, and the wells began to sigh with the sound of empty stone. The villagers grew thin, and their eyes became hollow with worry. Silas, seeing the drought, tightened his grip. He checked his locks twice a day. He ate his meals in the dark so no one would see the steam from his bowl. "If I share," he whispered to himself, "I will eventually have nothing." One evening, an old traveler arrived at Silas's gate. The man carried nothing but a small, empty wooden bowl. He did not ask for a feast. He asked only for a single cup of water. Silas looked at the traveler and then at his own well, which was still holding a small amount of water deep in the shadows. He shook his head. "If I give you a cup, I have one less for tomorrow. Go to the next house." The traveler looked at Silas with eyes that seemed to hold the reflection of 1,000 stars. He didn't argue. He simply pointed to a small stream that ran through the edge of the village. It had long since dried up into a bed of dusty rocks. "Do you know why the stream is dry, Silas?" the traveler asked softly. "Because the rain stopped," Silas replied impatiently. "No," the traveler said. "The stream is dry because it stopped moving. A river that does not flow becomes a pond. A pond that does not flow becomes a swamp. And a swamp eventually disappears. Only that which moves remains alive." The traveler walked away, leaving Silas in the silence of his heavy house. That night, Silas could not sleep. The traveler's words echoed in his mind like a bell. He looked at his mountains of grain and his locked doors. He felt for the first time not like a king, but like a prisoner. He realized that while he had the most food, he also had the most fear. Before the sun rose, Silas did something he had never done. He unlocked his barn. He took a heavy sack of grain and carried it to the center of the village. He left it there for the widows and the children. The next day, he did it again. His mind screamed at him, "You are losing! You are becoming poor!" But a strange thing happened. As Silas gave, the heavy weight in his chest began to lift. The fear that had kept him awake for years started to vanish. He began to talk to his neighbors. He saw the color return to the children's faces. He felt a connection to his village that he had never known when he was rich. One afternoon, while Silas was cleaning out the bottom of his grain bin, which was now almost empty, he felt a cool breeze. He looked out the window and saw a dark cloud gathering on the horizon. The rains fell that evening, heavier and sweeter than anyone could remember. The village was saved. When the harvest came the following year, Silas's fields produced more than they ever had before. But this time, he didn't build bigger locks. He built a longer table. Silas finally understood the lesson of the stream. The hand that opens to give is the only hand that is open to receive. So remember this. If you live your life trying to keep everything for yourself, you will eventually find that you are holding on to nothing but shadows. True wealth is not measured by what you keep in your barn, but by what you pour into the world. Start small. Give a kind word, a moment of your time, or a helping hand. Because in the kingdom of the heart, givers never lack. If you learned something from this story, kindly like and subscribe.